What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we're about to get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing to the direction of the dope content that I am kicking. And I appreciate all the support, man. So, you know, I wanted to talk about some real shit today. Let's get real. Let's not duck these truths. Let's not hide from the gente. Let's not do any of that bullshit. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100%. Now, you guys know that I've been associating with Dubs, man. That's a friend of mine for years now, right? I've been supporting him, helping him. He's been helping me, man. It goes both ways. That's what friends do, right? Um, and the word guilt or the phrase guilt by association, I understand it. I understand it well, right? You know, when I first came out on YouTube, I was guilty for hanging around with individuals that got exposed for being all bad, you know. And in that situation, I took a step back and it made me rethink exactly what I was doing on YouTube and who I was functioning around, you know. And I knew just about as much as everyone else knew. You know, when I came into YouTube, I didn't know too many people. I was trying to do what I did, man. Put out my videos, spread my knowledge you can't get in college, and just do me. And because of the phrase "birds of a feather flock together," my association with certain individuals put me in that same category, which I was never a part of, which I would never do, which I've never done, right? But I understand it, you know. So I had to take a step back, reanalyze the situation, and start doing my own program. Now, over that time, you know, I was a big supporter of Dub's channel, always have been, because I understand the way the man carries himself, the things that he's been through in prison. And I just seen the look in his eyes. If you look at that picture right there, that's that death stare. That's that look. You can only achieve that look on a 4 yard, a 180. That is a whole different stare. That is a blank look. That is the mindset and the stare of a ex-con that, you know, is trying to do right, but could easily turn that switch on. You know, so I respect it because I know it and I've seen it before. Doing time on yards, I've seen a lot of guys with that death stare, right? I've had it at one point in time where it's like, hey, everything else doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that fierro in your hand and that fucking victim. That's it. Period. The whole get down is the get down. So I associated myself with Dubs because, you know, I had only heard good things about him. And, you know, I liked his get down. I could recognize it. I was, you know, I associate myself with a lot of people that have done life or been lifers. And, you know, I always, when I went to prison, man, I always found the homeboys that were well seasoned, well educated. And that's who I associated with. You know, it's the same thing like at work. You know, I didn't hang around with the other coworkers. I hung around with the bosses. You know, I wanted to see how I could achieve that level. You know, if you hang around with riffraff, you're going to get riffed, right? You hang around with people that can give you knowledge, people that can educate you. And that's what I took Dubs at face value for. Okay. Now, his association with me put him in a certain situation. And he could have easily turned his back on me. He could have easily said, hey, homie, I'm getting a lot of trolls going in on me. I'm getting a lot of gente fucking asking about my status. I'm getting a lot of people questioning me because of my association with you. But he did what real ones do, and he stood strong through the thick of the bullshit. And he continues to be trolled as he elevates his status within YouTube, right? As his channel gets bigger and it grows, he's changed, you know, the way he delivers content, some of the things he speaks on. And I ain't mad at him for it. You know, he's not complacent. And I remember when I told him, hey, bro, try a little bit of this, try a little bit of that. Switch the game up on him. You know, hey, if they hate, let them hate. Watch the money pile up. You know, Dubs does this as a career. He does this so he doesn't have to work for another man and make another man rich. He has his own brand and he's doing it the right way. Now, there's always going to be those haters, you know, people that because of they don't like me or because of my status in the gang world, because I've never hidden the truth. I've never ever. There's not one video where you could see or me saying that I was active or I was still in good standings. I understand the situation. I embrace it. I don't embellish. I don't glorify. It is what the fuck it is, man. When I get got, I get got. You know, that's my bed. I'm gonna lay in it. I'm gonna fluff that pillow up and sleep. And it's cool. You know, like that other Vato said, Renegade Media, right? He said, you know, I've chosen to say fuck it, man. It is what it is. And I feel the same way. I'm of an understanding that if my people don't like me and they feel disrespected, then I'm gonna have to deal with that when I have to deal with that. That's cool, right? Do I want to live? Do I want to love my family? Absolutely. But I understand too that you speak on certain things, you're gonna get certain repercussions. That's why myself and Dubs, we had conversations and we have chose not to speak on certain organizations, cartel, things like that, because it's just not healthy. It's very unhealthy. And again, man, it's none of our business, to be honest with you, right? So, anyways, getting back to Dubs, a lot of people have been questioning his status. Now, his status was first called into question by an individual who was fucked off, career done, a PC case, or literally a PC case, someone who actually PC'd up in a cop car, someone who actually had a sexual allegation, someone who actually, shot a little kid. Like, that man's word is nada. It's straight up mierda. It's caca, right? But people chose to call him a real one. They chose to ride with it because they felt that, hey, here's someone going in on Dubs, and they were too cowardly to approach him or ask him themselves, about his status. So they just ran with the first person bumping baking soda breath on the door. Now, subsequently, there's been a lot of these individuals. They band together, the Mean Girls Club, right? And they like to throw Dubs under the bus. Now, whether it's his association with me, we're friends. We're not gang members together. We weren't part of that same lifestyle together. We did our own thing. He functioned how he functioned at a very high level, and I functioned how I functioned. And at the end of the day, we could sit and we could reminisce stories. But I could tell you guys one thing. When Dubs says there's certain things he don't speak on, there are certain things he does not speak on. We have conversations. I call them every day. Every day. And we'll get to talking about prison, and he'll stop in the middle of a story. He's never mentioning names. He won't even tell me, and I'm his friend, because he's not going to regurgitate things that he knows or he's seen that could put him in a situation or that's unbecoming. He's just not going to do it, whether it's to the masses or even behind the scenes to myself. He just doesn't do that. I respect the fuck out of it, right? Respect it to the fullest. It's the type of man he is. Now, he donated some feria to Sonny Boy Acosta, who I've met in real life, man. Solid dude, right? And, he just looked out. He felt that if for no other reason, he should go over there. He supports his channel. The Streets Ain't Loyal. You guys should support it too, man. Sonny's a good viejo. He's a good G. And, Sonny's in good standings. And I know Dubs' standings have always been questioned. Okay, there's people that feel some type of way. They feel like Dubs has lied to them about his standings within the gang world, right? Never once, and I've watched all Dubs videos for years now, almost 8 years. Never once has Dubs ever alleged to be active in good standings or not in good standings. He hasn't spoke on that because it's nobody's business for him to speak on that, right? Whatever his status is not up for interpretation. He is from Southern California, man. That Vato speaks like a Vato from Southern California. That Vato carries himself and holds himself to a higher standard, like a Vato from Southern California. Yet these fucking punks and rats and PCs that actually have all bad paperwork, actually are accused, and it's founded some bullshit on them. They like to run his name through the mud and lie and talk about this Vato is a dropout, this Vato's this Vato's that. When that's the situation they're in, they're trying to put their situation on other people. Okay, never once has Dub denied, nor has he agreed with anyone questioning his status. That's up for that man's, when he's ready to let people know how he feels and tell his story, he'll do it. But at the end of the day, I've talked to Dubs several times, like I say every day, and there's stories he won't tell me and things he won't say because it disrespects other people. And so he's not going to do that. He's not going to put them or himself in that situation. Now, he pulled up to Sonny's live, and he shot him 50 bolas. Shot him a little fucking $50, right? Not because he had to, but because he wanted to, and he felt like, hey, Sonny puts out content all the time, and he doesn't get blessed in his lives as much as he should, as much as myself or Dubs do. And believe me, we appreciate every bit of it, man. We don't take you for granted as supporters, not at all. It's a very serious situation, man. When someone sends me something, I use that for the right thing, not the wrong thing. And definitely, I appreciate it. And I'm sure Sonny appreciated it because other people started to donate. Dubs wanted to look out for him. And immediately people started to go in on Dubs. They started to question his status. They started to question Sonny on why he would associate with Dubs when they don't even truly know Dubs' status. That's the funny thing. Never once has anyone who's ever done time with Dubs in real life, a Selly, a Vato on the Yarda, nobody has ever came on YouTube slandering that man's name or disrespecting him. Isn't that a funny situation? Isn't that a trip? For someone who's out of state with a butthole mouth that woofs that he knows Dubs and he knows Dubs PC'd up and he knows Dubs did this, that Vato fucking never even function at a high level in a prison in California. How the fuck does he know and I don't even know, right? Explain that to me, and I talk to the Vato every day. I know a lot more than everyone else does. But this is what I do. Because it's not a situation or it's not my business to speak on. These people that slander our names, Dubs, my names, don't really know us in real life, or have seen us or dealt with us at one point in time through the internet, man. And because it didn't go their way, or because we didn't shout them out, or we didn't look out for them, or we didn't build their fucking channel for them, then all of a sudden we're PCs, piece of shits and all that. You guys know my story. I've never hid my story from anyone. That's never been my intention. And Dubs has never hid his story from anyone either. He's just never spoken on his business. It's not anyone's business for him to do that. When that man is ready to tell you what his status is, he'll tell you. Okay, I know. And I don't trip either way. I associate with people that are non-active and people that are active. I'll just say that. People need to understand that this is YouTube. And you could be anything you want to be. And people can make you out to be anything that they want you to be. It doesn't mean it's real. Doesn't mean it's true. Right? For the people that go in constantly and hate, it's unfortunate that they don't have enough education to understand this is not an area or a platform that you should do that on. If you're truly active and a game member and you're really living that lifestyle, then you already know better. The real ones know what time it is. That's like these vatos that come on the North and South disrespecting each other, knowing damn well they function together in prison. Knowing damn well, man, they're busting spreads on Unity Day and playing handball and doing all that together. And then you have these vatos who haven't even been to prison that are talking shit, man, because they read a book or they seen some older homeboy that was fucking smoked out, told him something one time about an altercation he got into it with a norteño on a yard, or vice versa, right? It's just a trip. Me and Dubs don't participate in those shenanigans. We don't deal with he said, she said in the Mean Girls Club, right? That vato status is his and his alone. My association with him has nothing to do with, where he's at in life. He's where he's at in life because he put himself in that situation, right? And the situation not to be looked at as a gang member, the situation to be helping people, to prosper. Dubs walked through the shadow of death, man, and he lived. He lived. He should be respected like that. There's not a lot of people that can say that they did that time in the shoe like he did. That shit drives people insane and crazy, right? Or if they walked level 4 yards, and had weight, man, had a certain status. It took a long time for Dubs to even talk about certain things. Little by little, he opens up more and more. But the people that allege paperwork and allege this and that, they're bringing nothing but AI and bullshit to the table. A lot of these guys were once fans, were once fuckboys, were once fucking people. And when I say fans, there's a difference between supporters and fans. Well, we don't call people fans. We call them supporters because they support our motivation. They motivate us. They support what we're doing, right? But the fans, the fuckboy fans, the ones that want to fan out, right? They expose their hand. Again, if you are an active game member and your only hatred towards Dubs or even myself comes from a PC, then what are you doing over there watching that channel? You're not supposed to be doing that. It's just crazy, right? So as far as Dubs' status exposed, by who? There's only one man and one man only who knows how he's truly rocking, and that's Dubs, right? And it doesn't matter how many times people question him, even myself. He's going to say what he has to say when he's ready to say it. One thing I know for sure, that man ain't never fucking told on no one. There ain't no one that's done a fucking minute in prison because of him. These things I know for facts and for sure. You think we didn't run each other's records? You guys think we didn't? You think Dubs would just fuck with me just on GP? If I had weird shit on my record or if I had fucking telling shit on my record? Nah, we've definitely checked in on each other, man, to make sure. But again, we don't have those type of conversations that are like that. And we fully trust each other, man. I know things about that Walter that no one else does, and he knows things about me that no one else does, man. He knows my family. I know the ins and outs of his family. We respect each other enough. But again, man, we've never got into that conversation if he's active, if he's non-active, of his status. Because to be honest with you, I'm on the streets and I can give a fuck less about someone's status. As long as they're not a chomo or a weirdo, we're good in the hood. So that's just what that is, man. The people that continually bash Dubs are a trip, because there's a lot of autos running around Northern California and Southern California that are semi-retired right now. I know I put a video out the other day, man, about norteños and how the retirement game is. And I heard a lot of autos say, well, I'm still looked at in good status. No one trips off me. That just shows me that, you weren't politicking at a certain level within regiments and things like that. Okay. Northerners that were just Northerners, yeah, they could change their life, move out of state, do their thing. But norteños that were dedicated to the cause, that were actually functioning and smacking some shit, they can't just walk away. With Southsiders, it's pretty much the same thing, man. If you're just a Southerner resident, you go to prison, you do your time righteously on the yard, you're in good standings, you can move on with your life, retire, do that, right? If you were politicking at a certain level, you're going to be looked at a certain way. Whether it's true or not, people are going to smut your name up and slander you. That's the get down. That's how it really goes. It's unfortunate. It's a pick and choose game, man. It's favoritism and individualism and all kinds of things that go on behind the scenes. A person changes their life, man. You should be happy for them and proud that they got the balls to look the devil in the face and say, nah, I'm good. People don't respect it. They want you to be out in the trenches. They want to see you do life. They want the drama. Nah, I'm good, bro. Save that drama for your mama. You can go ahead and hold on to that. Still trying to act cool, still trying to act tough, especially on social media. This is the last place on earth where people respect it. Believe me, I know. When myself and Dubs tell our stories, we don't tell our stories to put you in a predicament or to highlight the drama. We entertain you. I entertain you with comedy. He entertains you with comedy. And then at the same time, we tell you true stories that we were actually involved in. Not to glorify it, but to let people out there know that haven't lived that life. It's all bad. Okay? It's all bad till it isn't. And it isn't when you choose to change your life and do something better with yourself. Real homies, real homeboys want to see their camaradas and their homeboys do better. The ones that ain't really never been nowhere, they want to see you in the dirt, homie, because they're still living that dirt. But here's the cold part about it. See, I've been to a 50-50 yard. I've been to the other side. And I'll tell you what everybody says. This is the number one saying, man. Blacks, Southsiders, Northerners, Bulldogs, everyone. You know what they say? Damn, homie, I wish I would have did this shit sooner. True stories. I'm dying with you before I'm lying with you, right? It's just facts. Anyways, man, with all these people going in on Dubs and him getting hated on by people in his area just because he shot Sonny $50 and them hating on Sonny, you're associated with these type of guys and them type of guys. There's Vatos that were gang members, right? That are now doing their family thing and have stepped away from it. And Sonny associates with them. I'm not going to put the Vatos name out there, and he gets a lot of love on YouTube. It's all good. But what's the difference with Dubs? What's the difference? My politics are not Southern politics. See, I fell up under the Northern umbrella. So if I'm in bad standings with my people, it's not for snitching. It's not because I got a bad case. It's for red on red. It's because I socked the fucking norteño in the jaw, right? And that put me in bad standings. I understood what I was getting into, and I understood it. What does that have to do with Dubs? You guys are believing a whole bunch of fucking haters that twist words and put too much fucking tapatio on it and try to make a villain out of a hero. Real talk. I was put in a situation and did what the fuck I had to do. That had nothing to do with Dubs. So my association with him and his association with me as friends shouldn't have no bearing on him. I'm not blaming people going in on him because of me. I'm just saying, there was back in the day, I've seen people say, oh, Dubs never, he lied to me, man. He said he was active. Or when did he ever say or tell or put his business out there? He's never done that, man. That's just people fucking wanting to stir the pot. The truth of the matter is, maybe one of these days when Dubs does feel like it, he'll put his status out there. But all this, his status is exposed and people know, don't no one know shit. Don't no one know anything. And I only know so much. And that's the fucking truth. Regardless of his status, it's not going to change my mindset on him. Ever, period. Because that's my friend, right? I'm going to rock with them, period. That's how it goes. With that being said, get your fucking mind right so you can shine right? If you knew better, you do better. Make your next move your best move. You know, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people. I see a man doing better than what he was doing. See them eyes right there? Those are the eyes of a killer. Do you want a killer in your area, or do you want someone who's trying to help and save your fucking kids because you're too busy in the streets fucking not home? You know what I mean? So they turn to YouTube and they see a fucking someone who lived that life, the same life their father is living and has changed it. I don't know about you, man. That's the route I'd go, man. That's just facts. With that being said, I'm out. Period.